Hey everyone, Snazzy Chapeau here, sharing my quick thoughts on the 5th season premiere of My Little Stepford, Friendship is Marxist, entitled Cutie Markless. Sweet Celestia, this episode is creepy. So even before the episode aired, the teasers made it clear that it was going for a very Orwellian feel, with Starlight Glimmer as a ponified big brother promoting homogenization among ponies by eliminating cutie marks. Like any proper villain, she has something of a point until you really think about it. It's the difference between equality and homogenization that drives the episode. Now, in an ideal world, no one would be regarded as superior or inferior to anyone else. There would be no racism, no class warfare, and people could share the spotlight without fear of Kanye West storming the stage. Looks good on paper, but history has told us that it has yet to really work, and Starlight's model is no different. First of all, if Starlight is obviously the one in charge, there is no equality because she's above all the rest. The only reason no one questions it is because she's brainwashed them. More importantly, this model represents a society where nobody is allowed to stand out in any way, not just removing talents, but removing differences of any kind. This is presented as bad, which is as it should be. Sure, being praised for doing something well can lead to swollen egos and negative behavior, but not being allowed to do what you're best at because it might make someone else feel bad? That's suppression. It's sort of like that one part of The Incredibles where Bob Parr laments how the world is always looking for ways to celebrate mediocrity while treating those with genuine talents as unwanted deviants. It's not sameness that creates peace and friendship, but a willingness to accept differences. Other thoughts. Starlight Glimmer was a very different villain, far more subtle in her approach than previous bad guys. While the reveal that she was lying the whole time about giving up her own cutie mark was a bit predictable, it was still very appropriate for the story, so I can't complain. She is clearly an inversion of Twilight Sparkle, and I'm sure she'll inspire many fanfictions detailing her origins. The overall scale of the premiere was small compared to others, and a part of me worries that people might complain about this. I'd love to be wrong, but I know this fandom. We've gotten used to big action-packed openings, so something smaller might be off-putting at first. But I enjoyed it. I was cool with Spike not tagging along too, because his presence would have killed the slow burn of Part 1. He's a dragon, after all. If he'd gone to Starlight's town, where anything different is bad, they would have killed him outright in the first 5 minutes. The main 6 were presented in their most basic archetypes, so that was a strike against the episode, but I doubt that problem will last the whole season. Also, there's another male Pinkie Pie besides Cheese Sandwich, and he can make functional items from balloons. Equestria is doomed. On a final note, before this episode aired, Discovery Family ran a G3 pony movie, and when contrasted with the new episode, it almost felt like a Starlight Glimmer-approved propaganda film. It presented a homogenized world as a good thing, and lining it up against Starlight's dystopian village really drove home the message. A part of me wonders if that was deliberate or just a coincidence. Either way, it was an interesting contrast. So I enjoyed Cutie Markless, even if it did have some writing flaws and disturbing undertones. And hopefully you didn't mind hearing me ramble without any footage from the episode to show you. But hey, I don't pirate stuff. So here's to another great season of the show. I'm Snazzy Chapeau. See you next week.